Well, hello, everyone. This is Tracee Randall with Generational Health. I love to say good afternoon, champions. Love my Arsenal calls, my Arsenal platform, because it educates families on what we need to do to make some changes so that generationally we can change the health of those around us. I am starting about 5 minutes past time, so I apologize for that. I did try my BeLive platform and it doesn't seem to work. I see that a few people have joined me here, so I'm excited about that. As you know, your hearts, your love, your comments give me energy. They give me excitement to share this information. So it's so important that we do everything that we need to do to share this important information with families around the world. So I'm going to go ahead and start by sharing some statistics, and I think they're pretty frightening, but at the end of the day, what we love to do is offer solutions. So the title of today's segment of Tracee's Arsenal is Brain Foods. And Tracee's Arsenal is always your battle plan for better health. So we're going to offer some solutions. But the first thing that I want to share with you are some of the statistics that do sound grim, that might actually frighten you, and actually they should. Because what I believe is that it is now time for us to take control of our own health. It's time for us to get our heads out of the sand, to stop the madness, and stop our families, our children and our grandchildren to stop going down this path that we've been going down. And I do like to share the truth. It's important. The truth, knowledge is power. If we can change some things statistically in so many different areas, we can make an impact on the next generation. And unfortunately, the brain issues are things that we are going to be dealing with, the baby boomers. Those of us who are, in their 50s, 60s, 70s, we're the ones that are really going to be a burden on our families if we don't make some changes today. I know without a shadow of a doubt that if you will start doing some of the changes that I'm going to share today, that it will impact your health. I have no doubt about that. And I'm going to share some of these statistics. And, about 2 years ago, I began seeing a lot of my friends talking about the disease that we label as Alzheimer's or dementia. And at the time, I knew that in my own family, there were people that were starting to go down that path of memory loss, and it was frightening. And at the time, I really didn't feel like I had the right, if you will, to say much of anything about it. I was watching from afar, and I knew at one point that I would become an authority on this issue, because I knew that my mom would eventually come to live with me. We started seeing her memory loss about 6 years ago. At the time, I'm just going to be honest, I knew that with the lifestyle that she was living and had lived over the last 30 plus years, that there was no way anything was going to turn around for her. I really believed that it would continue to progress and progress and progress, and I felt pretty helpless. I lived about, I live in Georgia, my mom lives in Louisiana, and I knew that it would be impossible for me to go there and change some things for her. So I knew that eventually I would become a caregiver, an expert on this issue and disease. And I want to tell you, I've worked with almost every kind of issue, disease out there over the past decade nutritionally. And I've seen caregivers who have collapsed because of what it takes to take care of someone with any disease. But this is by far the most horrific thing that you can even imagine. So it is so hugely important that we change the health legacy that we're going to leave this next generation. Foods are the answer, and supplements. And I've got a list of things that I know will help you. I want you to get a pen and paper, and I want you to share this video. Share this video, because the importance of what I'm about to share is unreal for the next generation. So right now I'm going to share these statistics. More than 5 million Americans are living with the disease that we call Alzheimer's. I actually believe that is a low number. I believe that there are many thousands, if not millions, more people dealing with the disease. We just don't know about it, or they haven't been diagnosed. And so by 2050, They estimate that the number could rise to as many as 16 million people. Why? Because the end of the baby boomers are coming of age. Every 66 seconds, someone is diagnosed or develops this disease. Every 66 seconds, someone is developing this disease that completely controls and changes your life like you would never believe. If you need to be afraid of anything, it is this disease. It is frightening, and we can change it. Those of us who still have control, we can change the legacy. 1 in 3 seniors dies with Alzheimer or another dementia. 1 in 3. It kills. Listen to this statistic, people. It kills more people than breast cancer and prostate cancer combined. People don't want to talk about this disease. It's too frightening. They don't want to think about it. But at the end of the day, I have to watch my mom wake up every morning not knowing where she is, how she got here, why she feels the way she does, and so confused about her life. And it has been that way for her for the last 3 years. I'm just starting to get a glimpse of it. Every afternoon, she asks the same questions over and over and over again. It is grueling. There's nothing that you can do about it after the fact, typically. And so what can we do now to stop this from happening to us or the ones that we love? It all boils down to making some simple lifestyle changes that feed the brain instead of kill the brain cells. You see, over the past 30+ years, we have been inundated with chemicals that are killing our brains, and we just walk down that plank and we do it without thinking about it. But now's the time that we have to. Listen to this statistic. Since the year 2000, deaths from heart disease decreased by 14%. That's a great thing. But deaths from Alzheimer's increased by 89% since 2000. We're doing some things wrong. It's time to turn it around and do some things right. We cannot just accept it or pray that it doesn't happen to us. We have to stand up and say, not on my watch. You know, my younger son Ryan is watching what happens, and my older son too, watching what's happening with mom and how she'll sit in a room with us and laugh and enjoy the grandchildren and get in the car and go, what did we just do? Do you have any idea how exhausting that is for her and for the people that love her? It is not a fair disease. And again, it's nothing to be ashamed of, people. We have to talk about it. I'm still not the expert, but what I know is that we can change some things. I want you to write this down. Write down this email address. It's productsaaci@gmail.com. productsaaci@gmail.com. I want you to, after this is over, I want you to shoot me an email and say, what products do you recommend, or what products do you use nutritionally that help feed the brain? Any questions that you have needs to go to that email address. It's an email address that only I see, and if you have any questions, I want you to send them there. I also want you to do 2 things. I want you to comment here and just support this video. I want you to give your hearts, give your love, and thank you, Carol, my business partner, for helping me by posting those links. But after you've shared it and commented, I want you to go to TraceeRandall.com, and I want you to click on my free workshop on the right side banner, Get Mad About Cancer. And I'm going to continue to send you, first you'll get a free workshop from me, and second, I'm going to continue to send you important information about wellness and health, how we can change these things. Now, I'm just going to say this right now before I go any further. Hopefully this will save. I tried to do it on a BeLive platform, but it seems that right now it's only designed for me to see it, and I need other people to see this and share it. So if this particular Facebook Live does not take, I'm going to do another one after this, and I'm going to post it. And unfortunately, any shares that happen, if this doesn't save, will will not work anymore. The link won't work. But if you'll share it now, people can start to hear it now, and hopefully that that will impact some people and get them looking at what we have to say. So for those of you who don't know, I work very closely with a nonprofit that educates on the natural prevention of disease. And I'm going to hold up the book. It's the AACI. And if Carol will put on the comments what that stands for, just so that I don't use that word here live. And this is the book. Well, anything that's in this book that works with this also works with other issues. It is all about what we're feeding our body, and our brains need to be fed. I'm going to talk about some things that you should always eat and some things that you should never eat in just a second. But Bob Wright, who's the founder of the AACI and wrote this book, talks about 5 simple steps that we should take to be healthy, to be healthy. And I don't expect you to change everything at once, but in my house, what I do is I begin to change these things one thing at a time, one thing at a time. And if you will absolutely change one thing a month, you'll live a healthier and better life, and we can avoid some of these issues. First of all, Bob talks about the right foods. I'm going to come back to that. Step number 2 is the right water. I see that we have some Enagic Kangen water people here with me. Powerful water recommended by the AACI, Kangen, Enagic. Someone can put that on the comments. And you want the right water because, as Debbie Lovelace has just posted here, the brain is 85% water. We have to hydrate. Too important not to do that. Drinking water, and the right water, is hugely important, people. We're not drinking enough water. Number 3, this isn't part of Bob's protocol, but I want to talk about this. Sleep. I've been doing some investigation about Alzheimer's, and it's saying that people who don't get enough sleep, it's killing our brain cells. We've always known this, but it's time for us to really take this in. Lack of sleep is killing our brain and the rest of our bodies. 6 to 8 hours minimal, and I hear people all the time saying, oh, I can live on 4 hours of sleep, and they're bragging about it. Let's stop bragging about the amount of sleep we can live with, and let's start getting the amount of sleep that our body needs and deserves. And we need to sleep at night, folks. And I want to share this with you. When my mom came to live with me, September 5th, I believe it was Labor Day, the Wednesday after Labor Day. When my mom came to live with me, she was getting, prior to that, about 3 hours of sleep and at night, maybe, and sleeping all day. I want you to know that it can change. I have actually got her in a routine where she goes to bed with me at 10:30, and we're lights out by 11, and we sleep till 7 or 8 a.m. And she's sleeping deeply, and it's so hugely important. I can see a difference in her skin. I can see a difference in her cognitive skills. Sleep is hugely important. Begin to do it. All of you night owls, and you know who you are, you have to do something different. Turn the light out at 11 p.m., midnight at the latest, if you can sleep till 6 or 7 a.m. and do what it takes. I'm going to do a whole deal on sleep, but that's hugely important. Another step in Bob Wright's, and I need some hearts on that, all you night owls. Just go ahead and just give it up. Give me some hearts. You know you need it because it's ruining your health. You can't think. The right supplement. Again, email productsaaci@gmail.com. I don't have time to go into the supplement that I believe feeds the brain the best, but I will share that information with you. I see some laughter. I'll share that information with you if you send me that email. And then one of the other things that's so hugely important is the chemicals that we're coming into contact with. We have to absolutely slowly reduce the number of chemicals and toxins that we're coming into contact with. Our lotions, our products that we clean our home with, everything that has chemicals in it, we absolutely have to do make those changes, because the chemicals, our body is not designed to accept these chemicals that are in our foods and in our products. Therefore, we have to become toxin free. Now, people always give me the big argument and fight, it costs too much. I want to tell you, lack of sleep, chemicals, being sick with headaches. I have not had a headache, people, since 2007 when I made some dramatic changes. Not one headache. I feel amazing, more energy than any of you, I promise, combined, because I do everything it takes to keep my body and mind and brain healthy. So it costs less. So here's what I'm going to tell you about the cost of these things. I would rather, and people don't believe this, but I'd rather have one pair of shoes and a healthy body than 20 pair of shoes in my closet and I feel like crap half the time. We are spending money on things that do not matter. You cannot tell me in middle America that you don't have the money. I'm tired of that excuse. I'm on my soapbox now. Stop it. I go to the consignment store. I buy. Someone, thank God, has a beautiful size 8 and she barely wears her shoes. I buy as many things on sale as I can, and I do have a closet full of clothes, but I buy them on sale. I buy them off season, and I take care of them. But at the end of the day, if I had to make a decision between something in my house that doesn't matter, or something that is going to get me healthy, I'm going to choose that one all day long. And also, Paula, I agree with you. Cleaning and eating chemical-free is not expensive. It is actually cheaper when you get right down to it, so there's no more excuses. All right. The next thing is, what about your thoughts? What are you thinking about? Of course, my mom has come to me, and she is only speaking negative thoughts. When she came here, every sentence out of her mouth was what she can't do. My memory's so bad, I can't think. She was programmed to talk negative about herself and about her condition, and I had to put a stop to that. Now, I didn't, I've been really careful about leading her down that path of positive thinking. We have whiteboards around the house. Happy thoughts heal. I'm happy and grateful now that I have a sound mind. And one of the things that I've been talking to her about is whatever she speaks about herself becomes her reality. My mom's in a place where she knows that she can't remember things, and it's hard for her and it hurts her. And I said, Mom, we are going to make this better. And you know what? I'm not claiming that I can cure my mom in any way, but I do know that her life is going to be better because of what she's thinking about now. So we put on whiteboards what she needs to be thinking about, and it has helped her so much. And so I'll wake up in the morning and I'll say, today we're only going to choose to talk about things that good and happy. And when she'll say something, I'll just gently look at her and say, Mom, is that a happy thought? And she'll go, no, it's not. Well, remember, we're only going to think happy thoughts, because negativity, you go down that path of negativity, and no matter what it is that you're dealing with, and your body reacts to your thought process. So if you say things like, I am healthy, I am whole, I am full of energy, even if you're not, your brain, your subconscious mind is going to begin to react to your thoughts instead of, whatever they are, and slowly but surely the positive thoughts will overtake the negative ones. And so it's really a powerful process. Whatever it is that, and one of the things that I found is that she'll say, but I'm lying when I say that. And I just explain to her, Mom, I know you don't believe what you're saying, but if you'll just trust me and begin to use these positive statements about yourself. And she's doing it not very, and sometimes she does it with a great spirit, and sometimes she does it in not so great a spirit, but she does it. And every single day, y'all, in the last 30 days, I'm seeing a huge difference in my mom and how she feels. And she's spending less and less time per day focusing on the negative things of the past and now the positive things. Right now, my mom is downstairs playing pool with my husband, which is awesome. I have an incredible husband, but they're laughing, and she hasn't laughed for a long time. So what I know is that thoughts matter. Whatever you put after the words I am does become your reality. So let's talk about some foods that feed the brain. What you want to do is, you don't want to change everything all at once. We can't do that. And I think so many times that's what discourages people from doing the right things. They think, I can't do that. It's too overwhelming, Tracee, or I don't like those foods. I know I have a witness here with Carol, my business partner and friend. A lot of the foods that I'm about to share, at least one main one that I'm about to share, she hated. But because it was healthy, she began to try to eat it. And now, guess what? Her body craves it, because your body knows what it needs. And it begins to crave these good foods that feed the body. So again, get your pen and paper ready. I'm going to go through this fast. But one food that is good for the brain is avocado. It's high in monounsaturated fats, which protect the brain cells. Avocado oil has also been shown to help maintain healthy blood pressure levels. Be creative. Put it on a salad. Eat it with other things. Right now, my friend Carol, and if she's still on here, I hope that she will comment. She hated avocado, but she began eating them in any way, and now she eats them just with a little Himalayan salt, and it helps her brain. Another thing that is healthy for the brain is spinach. Spinach is a rich has rich and brain protective antioxidants, along with vitamin K, folate, and lutein. Now listen to this. A lot of people don't like spinach. Make a green smoothie with fruit, and it tastes delicious if you get used to it. So I make a smoothie in the morning with a little spinach and some of these other things I'm going to share, and it really does taste good. But at the end of the day, again, it's not about taste all the time. It's truly about what we are putting in our body to fuel our body. Another great brain food is flax. You can sprinkle a few teaspoons of flaxseed or flaxseed oil in your morning smoothie, and it will give you a heavy dose of ALA fat. ALA fat. Not only will you boost the performance of your cerebral cortex, the area of your brain that registers touch and taste, listen to this, it also repairs damage or stress to brain and nerve tissues. Flax, important. Blueberries, so you can put blueberries in your smoothie. They are so good for you. Power packed with brain protective antioxidants. Blueberries also reduce inflammation, which is a cornerstone of virtually all brain degenerative disorders, inflammation. So blueberries actually naturally help reduce inflammation. Now, I know that inflammation in the brain, in our joints, in our air organs, everywhere, in our muscles, inflammation is at the root of most issues, including the C word that hopefully by not saying that, I will be able to have this post stick and stay instead of go away. Anti-inflammatory, a natural anti-inflammatory, hugely important. Bob Wright of the AACI, he talks about turmeric, and turmeric acts to turn on the, listen to this, turn on the parts of our DNA that help reduce inflammation. The importance of turmeric in brain health has been described dating back in texts that date back more than 3,000 years. So inflammation, and I want to give you right now a component of food that we're eating way too much of. It's not even really a food, it's a non-food, but something that we're eating way too much of that's causing at the root of inflammation, and that is sugar. We're going into the holidays, people. It is time for us to take control. When are we going to stop feeding and lusting after the things of today and not thinking about tomorrow? I do not want my children to have to take care of me because I can't think. Do you? Do you? It's time. It's time, people. I'm sorry. Eggs. I eat a lot of eggs. That's good. It's rich in something called choline, and let's see, it serves as a brain protective antioxidant. So we're doing good with our eggs. And you know what? There's a lot of high questions about this and that about eggs. As long as you're not just overdoing any of these things, you know, you're fine. And another great brain food is pumpkin seeds. And here we are doing this video in the fall. We've got pumpkins everywhere. Save your pumpkin seeds. Let's start using them. But you can get them in the health food stores as well. They contain powerful antioxidants that protect the body and brain from free radical damage. They're also an excellent source of magnesium, iron, zinc, and copper. So pumpkin seeds, you can throw those in your smoothies too. Listen to some of these other food choices. Coconut oil, we know that. Wild salmon, the wild salmon, not the ones that are, you know, you got to make sure it doesn't have the mercury in it. And you're going, oh my God, this is so overwhelming. You know, I eat fast food 3 times, you know, every day. This is why we have to stop it. We have to slow down to speed up, or slow down to speed up. You see, if you would take control of one thing a month and begin to add one thing a month, 2 things a month to your daily habits, then these things become habits. I have not driven through a fast food store or thing, whatever they're called, in 20 plus years. You can live without it. I take my lunch everywhere I go. People know me. They know I carry my container with my fruit, my healthy bars, my protein bars, those things that feed my mind and brain and body instead of those things. And you're right, Paula, I do save money because I'm not out buying junk at restaurants. What serves me well? Everything that I put in and on my body has to have a question mark. Does this serve me well? Is this going to make me wake up in the morning with a hangover, sugar hangover, brain fog, or is this going to help me wake up tomorrow feeling amazing, feeling powerful? I spent too many years waking up with depression, too many years waking up with brain fog, too many years with my brain screwed up, truly, because of the foods that I was eating. And most of it was chemicals that I've avoided. And I haven't used the word organic yet, and I'm proud to tell you that you must choose organic without a shadow of a doubt, and no GMO. When you're choosing these things, they have to be organic. They have to be no GMO. We got to stop putting chemical-laden foods into our bodies. Our brains are, this is something I forgot to tell you earlier. Guess what? This is for real. The chemicals that we're absorbing into our bodies don't know what to do with these chemicals. We were not created by God to have chemicals in our bodies. So now the chemicals are being stored in the fatty cells of our bodies. Our brain has fatty cells to protect it all around it. Our stomach, fatty cells. Our breasts, fatty cells. And so these chemicals are being stored in the fatty cells around our vital organs and causing havoc, causing disease, and it's time to stop the madness. So we have to stop the chemicals. Let's see, wild salmon, walnuts are a good source. And what about, let's see, I think that might be the last one, walnuts. High in antioxidants, they're a great source of omega-3 fatty acids, which is healthy fats, and that's hugely important. And it doesn't mean sit around and eat, you know, a whole bag of walnuts. Sprinkle some on your salad. Sprinkle some pumpkin seeds on your salad. Put some flaxseed on your salad. Put it all in a green smoothie and make it a delicious green smoothie. Change these things. My family, my son and daughter-in-law, Robbie and Katrina, 4 incredible grandchildren, ages 6 and down to 1-year-old, and they literally are never sick. Why? Because they eat what we call God-made food. We call it that because God made it, and He created this food for us to be healthy. And they only eat God-made food, which means if it's processed or full of chemicals, they don't eat it. They live on a shoestring budget, missionaries, just a young couple with 4 kids and they go to the farmer's market. And you say, I don't have time to do all of that. Trust me, you don't have time to take care of someone who's dealing with Alzheimer's or dementia. You don't. And so you either are going to do it now or you're going to do it later. Make the time. People make time for what's important to them. Is your health important? If it is, you'll make time. You'll find a way. If it's not important, you know, all day long on Facebook, it's the great tattleteller. I see people that have issues and they're asking us to pray for them, and then I see what they're eating because they're posting it on Facebook, and I'm like, really? You're going to eat this thing that you know very well is unhealthy. Not only is it unhealthy for the inside of our body, but it makes us look bigger and pudgier on the outside, and then you're going to complain about your weight and ask for prayer for your issues? Come on, people, let's get real. It's time for us to stop the madness. We know better and we have to do better, and it's up to us to make these decisions. So I've said a lot. I hope this has been helpful. I hope this has been eye-opening, and I hope this sticks. I hope you've shared it. I can't tell if you have or not, but please share it. Please go to my website, TraceeRandall.com. Get that free workshop. It's on a side banner on the right. It says free workshop. Get it. It's got some great information for you. If you have any questions about the supplement that I use to keep my brain healthy, send an email, productsaaci@gmail.com, and I'll send you some information back about what I use that I believe is the best of the best of the best, and also is endorsed by Bob Wright, the founder of the AACI. So pray for us. My mom is doing amazing. She's going to get better. She has a long way to go. This has been a lifelong lifestyle issue that has done some things to steal her away. I call it the long goodbye. I promise you, you do not want your children to have to deal with these things. They will not be equipped for it because no one's educating it on it, and no one believes it can happen to them. But it can, and it probably will unless we make some changes. I'm just crazy enough to believe that we can walk in miracle territory, in a life of abundance, in our health, our faith, our wealth, our relationships, and I believe that God has given us the wisdom to do the right things. So I'm going to close out this video and pray that it works. And if it doesn't, those of you who have watched this live with me, please go back to my timeline and look for it. And I'm going to do another one if it didn't work, because I want this information out there. And even if I'm the only one seeing it, I can absolutely record it and share it. So join me next Monday at noon Eastern Time, live on Facebook for Tracee's Arsenal, and I'll get all the kinks figured out later. Bye, everybody.